So in doing our research, we found that there are these grants that do exist at the federal level that that provide monies to the local jurisdictions to support small businesses. I see that some of the grants have been used. These grants have been used by the city of Bentonville to, I think, do some improvement stuff. I think, but I see other cities out there using these grants more creatively, like creating an entrepreneurship support systems, providing co-working space for like we have high schools, we have community colleges, we have really big universities nearby. We have a new one that's opening right in the city. So, and I think it just opened and they're accepting applications now. Is the city looking to move towards that, or are you thinking in your next term, if you get elected, do you think those are on the plate to go after?
So it's a fairly complex program, and actually the previous administration before me had gotten out of
Okay.
CDBG programming in general. And so what we've done is recently, you have to basically have 5 different plans
Oh,
submitted. So we've updated all those, we've gotten everything, and we did get we've gotten that first funding. It's a little over 300,000, so it's not, and that's what we qualify for here in the city of Bentonville. Different cities around us get larger amounts. Some of them have opportunity zones and different things that can affect that. Usually there's some income qualifiers and different things that come along with that. So we're tipping our toes back into that, trying to get the initial program running. We have right now, the way the program is set up, and if we change that, we have to bring it through a process. So we can do some sub-recipients right now. We've been focused on housing and childcare. So Boys and Girls Club, Havenwood, a couple of other organizations we're able to give funding to through that program. So I would say, I think the opportunity is there. We're just trying to dip our feet back into it. We actually had to hire someone, and they play dual roles here in the city, but to kind of oversee the program and get it back into place. And so as that program moves along, I think there's, probably going to be a variety of opportunities. Again, it's going to tie back to the amount that we actually get allocated to us, though, do we have enough there to make a new program or something make sense? But you do have to submit it, and you have to do public input and get city council approval, different things on how you are going to allocate that funding.
And we would love to kind of work with the mayor office going forward in the next term, if that's possible, where we know that looking at just the demographics, 17% of the population of Bentonville is of Asian origin, 12% of the kids in school are of Asian origin. So a lot of them will graduate, and if we can provide some sort of support system for them, that would be awesome from us and the organization. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with this particular grant type, but these have been used before, and we asked Mayor the same question, and she mentioned that the city is trying to get back into this. Do you have any specific additions about this particular answer, or we can move on to the next question?
No, I mean, I've researched this and I've looked into it. I can tell you that the Community Development Block Grant is a federal program. It's not a city program that provides annual grants on a formula basis to cities, states, and counties to support providing decent housing and economic assistance to low to moderate income households. That's in the way of like mortgage assistance. In 2023, the city of Bentonville got around $320,000 in community development block grants. To answer the question here, while there are a number of programs that the block program is focused on, there are a number of ways in other cities that includes in the question San Antonio and Los Angeles, that they can be used to support small businesses, particularly when there are businesses in areas with high concentrations of low to moderate income individuals, which is the primary focus of it. Just a couple examples for both Los Angeles and San Antonio that were the block grants were directed to small businesses. In Los Angeles, they issued micro grants up to $5,000 during COVID to help struggling businesses recover from COVID-19. They also had a program where they awarded $30,000 grants to, I think, 335 restaurants to help them stay open during the pandemic. And they also had a business interruption fund that was created to support small businesses affected by the pandemic and the 2023 Hollywood writers' strike. So that's one way that a large city like Los Angeles handled it. San Antonio handled it a slightly different way, and I think that's more appropriate for, Bentonville. San Antonio had grants anywhere from $5,000 to $35,000 in corridors that were under construction. Of course, you had to show a decline in your business revenue from one year to the next, but that's somewhere where Bentonville could focus those dollars, for folks that are impacted by construction. And I can tell you that when I'm elected, we're going to make sure that we're getting Bentonville back on track, and we're going to work with the state and private partners to, get a road plan in place that's going to help move people around 20 years from now faster. And there's also enterprise loan that can loans that can be made to small and medium-sized businesses that are based on needs, but they can help with things such as purchasing equipment or machinery, or help small businesses meet working capital needs. So I think there's some flexibility in the community development block grants to help support minority businesses that support portions of the community that need some help, or in the case of San Antonio, make sure we're providing dollars so that if there are city operations that are impacting the profitability of local businesses, we can direct grants to them.
Thank you. And then just to add to the 2 points that you mentioned, so for any, and you have been in business a long time, so I don't need to tell you about this, but any small business, the major costs are infrastructure costs for them. So like, a space for office, if you have something that is public facing, and then, electricity, power, those kind of things. And then, of course, having access to information to be able to be compliant with things, and that's where also those things can help.